Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us this afternoon for a demonstration by SERVPRO of Bethesda, Potomac, and Washington, D.C. We're here with Frank Flaherty, Director of Marketing. Welcome, Steve, welcome, Frank, and thank you for presenting today. We really appreciate it. I'm excited to learn about this new app that you have.
Do you want to stay here? Well, thank you for having us. We really are going to enjoy this, I hope.
I'm sure we will.
So do I just get started at any point?
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'll let people in the room as they trickle in.
Okay, so should I wait for people to get in or should I start?
You can go ahead and start, I think, because we only have 30 minutes, so you might as well go ahead and get started.
Okay. Hello, my name is Frank Flaherty. I'm the marketing director here at SERVPRO of Bethesda, Potomac, Chevy Chase, Silver Spring, College Park, Landover, Hyattsville, District Heights, and Washington, D.C. I'm here to talk to you all about an application that our company has developed, which is, hello?
If you're not part of the presentation, maybe mute yourself, please, until we're ready for questions. Thank you.
In any case, as I was saying, our company has developed an application which is very helpful to property managers, facility managers, and such. This application is, first and foremost, it's free. It doesn't cost a dime to anyone that uses it. Secondly, the biggest part of it is that it's called our Emergency Ready Plan. And it is a tool that property managers use and facility managers for dealing with an emergency situation. In the past, 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, people have taken and done an annual emergency ready plan and put that in a big 3-ring binder and put it up on the shelf, and they go, okay, we're ready for when something happens. Unfortunately, when something happens and you really have an issue, you're nowhere near that book. You're at home, you've taken the kids out, you're at a ball game, anything can occur, but you're nowhere near that plan. All right. What our emergency ready plan is an app that goes on your phone, goes on your iPad, goes on your computer at work. And this application gives you that flexible, changeable plan that you've got, but now it's your fingertips. And we, property manager, we go through the build into different. We need is where your water shut off, where's your security system, where's your fire alarm, where are your sprinkler system set up, and any other application that may involve your organization. For instance, you may have a boiler, and a boiler has its own situational challenges that you have to deal with in the event of water loss. If you have to shut the water off, somebody better shut that boiler off or it's going to blow up, because it's got no water feeding into it. So we've got situations that present themselves. What we do is we go out and we take pictures of where these are in each building. And by doing that, we not only say, okay, we know where it is, but the ultimate goal is basically to make it so that the concierge can shut off the water or the gas or anything in the event of an emergency, okay? By doing so, we're putting into the system a lot of information. Do I need a key to get to where that water shutoff is? Is it inside the building or outside the building? Many gas shutoffs are outside the building, not inside the building. All right, but how do I get to it? Is there a lock on it? Where do I get the key? Okay. In the event of a water situation, You may have, all right, I'm in the room, I see where the water shutoff is. Well, how do I around it? And it's got a lock on it. Well, I better know where the key is. That's number one. So this application has that information preloaded in it, and we load it for you, okay? Secondly, it'll say, okay, then the blue valve. So it gives you an instruction area where you can inform the person that's doing this, this is what you need, this is the protocol you need to follow in order to get this done correctly, all right? So that's, the same thing goes for sprinklers, and the same thing goes for any of the others that you're dealing with. You're looking for the information you need. Now, we also preload, for instance, your emergency services for your building. For instance, we put in the local police number for the local precinct. We put in the local hospital number. We put in the local fire department at your fingertips. You don't have to go look any. Take that and again, this
Hello there.
notice the fast as we thought, because there's work to do on your building right now or at your facility. And we're asking you to do another step, to load, for instance, put in who's your plumber manager, to load in all this other information, or who's your glass company, who's your locksmith. We load all that information for you. You give us a report, I get an Excel spreadsheet, or we'll take it off whatever reports you already have. But the key information that we're going to load for you is the name, the type of operation it is. Let's say it's Otis Elevator, okay? They're the ones you call, okay? And who's your contact there? We'll load that information, their phone number. You may have an office number and a cell number. We also load their email address. Excuse me. We also load their email address. Then we load their vendor number. If they've assigned, if you call Pico, the first thing they're going to ask you is what's your vendor number. So a lot of times we've already preloaded that for you. Or if you're calling Central Wholesaling, they'll ask you what's your account number. We will preload that information for you. We will key it here. Then we print it out in hard copy. We bring it back to you, and we get the hard copy of this report, okay? Now, okay, well, you know what? You goofed on this one. This one goes here and this one goes there. We take that hard copy that's been marked up now, because we've taken it back to our office, and we take that back and we work on that. We rework it so that we get it right the first time. Then we take that information. Oh, let me step back further before I even get any further than that. There's additional information we also get. We've got already the main utilities that you have in your facility. We've taken your vendors that you normally use in that area. We also load in, for instance, how do you want service vehicles to approach your building? Do you have them coming in the front door, or do you have them coming in the rear? Well, normally you want your service and workers to be coming in entrances. Entrances are okay, and we're loading things like where's the knock box and where's the okay. We'll take pictures of that that's available. Then we take that information, we bring it back and we key it all in. We load all the pictures that we've taken, and now corporate has now expanded this to the fact that now, instead of just having originally this application was developed, it was one picture for the water, one picture for the fire area, one picture for the sprinklers. Then it went to 2, and now it's unlimited. So you can put in 4 or 5 pictures of what the water room looks like, where the water shutoff is. You can put multiple pictures in about that area. You can also build your own custom utilities. For instance, one of the ones we do is, I believe, the Embassy Suites downtown. in DC. They have a pool. Well, guess what? A lot of places don't have pools. Well, so we have a pool pump room for the pool. It's built in there. Okay. And then other ones have a boiler room. So we've added a boiler as another utility. And you can have custom utilities like your dry pump area. That's another utility that you can add as well. These are all custom, okay, that you can add as you go with your own property. The beauty management environment, we find, at least I have over the years, property managers move around a lot from property to property. And I've seen people from Jones Lang or from CB Richard Ellis downtown that say, you know what, I got 1300 I Street, I've got 4,500 these buildings that they can be moved out. The beauty, I can email one of my other associates. So application that you, okay, level being, there are some engineers, other engineers, guess what? We have really capability. Directors of you, because you don't want them going around with this. Ability brings up another avenue. This is our app that we've developed, but it's yours. So when we have developed this, we turn it over to you. It's now yours. You go in and change the vendors that you. We've done a lot of Bethesda properties. Bethesda will have that they don't have in Virginia. They have a different. They have a different that they use over in Virginia. So different. So what we do is we allow you to make those changes as you go, and that way it's live, running, and efficient for what you're doing. The information, you're not waiting around. I don't need a vendor. You have total access to it. You can change it on the fly. It changes immediately. It's web-based, so it's just going to go in, make change, and it does it for all your people across the board. So when Steve looks at it tomorrow, he's going to see, oh, my plumber's changed. Okay, if they look it up. But the other beauty of that is when you bring up your list of all of your vendors and what have you that you utilize, and your electrician, your plumber, your landscaping company, your glass company, when you bring them up on the screen, the phone number will be there. All you have to do is push the button and it's calling. You don't have to look it up and go redial it somewhere. It's on your dial. That another function to this that we also categorize, and we track this again by property. We track damage that happens at the property site. So if you had a truck that backs into your, it's backing in for a delivery, and they hit one of your cement pipes out there that you have to guard your loading dock, and they bend it, or something happens. Anything can happen. You may have a squirrel infestation in your garbage area. It doesn't matter what it is. Each damage thing that happens to the property, if you go out and take pictures of it and you put in the information property from your iPad to send it straight to your insurance company so it tracks all and send it right off to your insurance company. Put all this information together ahead of time. So we do this 2 or 3 visits okay? When if I give you counting days, a blue line is a corrected. We take that blue line and we make you go back to you. The next thing, sit with the property manager or the I'm going to load. First of all, there's another thing that's happened. Originally, do this. We send you with your cell phone number, so that when I get to your office, I just bring up that invitation. I can then load the information in, and now okay. When I have the app, and then live on your iPhones, okay, at least on your iPhones. And by the way, it doesn't have to be an iPhone. It could be a well, I'm sorry, I'm searching for the other manufacturer. It doesn't have to be just iPhones. It can be made any other Android device, okay? Can be utilized as well. Actually, you can run this on your Cranberry or your whatever those things are called. My brother had one as an attorney, but I don't think anybody uses them in this industry anyways. Never mind.
BlackBerry
Forget about
is
that.
what you're looking for.
Huh?
A BlackBerry.
Yeah. Get too small on that little screen. It's available on that too. So it works well. Very well thought out. Actually, if you have a 10-story building, we load floor by floor in the floor plan, and we say, okay, this is the second floor. On the second floor, I have some shops, and I have apartments, or I have condominiums, or whatever it may be on this floor. And this is the type of flooring I have, and this is the square footage of this floor. And so if I have a 100,000 square foot building and there's 10,000 square foot per floor, I'll put that in floor by floor so that I can see what I have. Now, the beauty of this, because this is an application and it's always being developed, what we've put into corporate as a request for is, hey, because I want to minimize, because we're a mitigation company, we want to minimize the loss that you have in a building. A lot of folks are putting in shutoffs per floor. So if you get a shutoff on the third floor, when I put the third floor information in, let's say I go beyond the first floor, and I get to the second floor and it says, okay, what's on this floor? Well, if I say, okay, this is for residential, or this is office space, okay, it should then ask me, is there a water shutoff for this floor? If I say yes, it'd say, okay, here, where are the pictures? Where's the information? And fill out the rest of the information as if I was filling out the regular water part. If I say no, it should just say, finish this. But if I say yes, I should, as the person in charge of that building, I want to know if I can shut the water off on this floor, which is where the loss is, and not have to shut it off on the others, I'm going to have a lot of very happy people in my building because I've saved them from being off water for the entire building. It's, as you all know, it's can cause issues. So that's basically building an app, because God knows when you have a loss and everybody's freaking out, you can be at home flipping. My guys hate when I use this example, but you can be home flipping burgers on the grill, and you get a call from somebody at your office that says, we've got a 4-inch pipe that burst on the 4th floor. What do I do? Well, call Steve. He's the engineer. He knows where to shut the water off. I'm calling the plumber right now. We got to get a plumber out there right now. Okay. And there's always on our app, there's just a button to push and it'll call our office. Okay. For us to take care of the mitigation. Again, because you have this app doesn't mean you have to call us. why do you do this? And we said, well, because we hope you're going to give us a call to take care of the mitigation of the water or the mold or whatever the issue may be that's caused the problem, or fire, because we do a tremendous amount of firework, mold, what have you. I should back up, and I should have introduced the company in a better framework than that. There's 1,800 franchises for SERVPRO in the United States. We are in the top dozen of that number. We were fortunate to be called upon on 9/11 to handle the cleanup of the Pentagon. We have done the Treasury. We tons and tons of buildings all over town. We've done tons. Actively working on the WMATA building, the fire from the Metro. That happened in June, so that was 8 floors, and that was quite a bit of work down there to get done. So, but again, we're one of the largest franchises in the country. We are tagged as a large loss response team, meaning we're one of the largest. So we handle the larger losses that we have. We have 50,000 square foot warehouse out here, and another 25,000 square foot warehouse over in Landover. Because we not only do water, fire, first of all, we do asbestos, mold, water, fire, crime scene cleanup, and reconstruction. So we not only take care of that, we also do the rebuild as well. We have about 95 employees that work out of this facility here, and they come from all over. So, I mean, we have people that come here from Woodbridge to Eastern Shore to as far away as Frederick. So, I mean, they make this drive in here, which I would just move closer, but that's just me. I'm sorry. Any case, this app what people love about this app is it makes it so easy to use, because you can have multiple buildings for your company on this application. And when you want to switch somebody over from one to another, you just click on this one, delete this one off, and you've moved the app over to this person. So now they have the ability to utilize it and change. The other thing that one of the property management companies that we've done this before came to me and said, listen, I know you're doing all of our buildings, because they've asked us, quite frankly, to do all their buildings in their portfolio. And said, if you find an engineer that doesn't know where something is, I need to know. So he said, so this works both ways. As much as I want to use this, I also want to make sure that my training is right on the people out there. If you think that they don't know what's going on at that property, I need to know, because they need to step up on their training. Okay. So it's helpful to a lot of people involved in this process. It's just a nice thing to have, because you can print it out, give it to the board, and what have you. It is not built to be the end all be all for your disaster plan. Okay. It's not dealing with the ongoing situations that you have in the aftermath. But we do as much as we can, as much as anybody else can. We're tied in with the Red Cross. We're tied in with all different folks that are out there to help in the event of emergency. But the beauty of it is that it's flexible, it's easy to use, it's portable, and it has all the bells and whistles as far as what you need. And if it doesn't, then guess what? The beauty of it is we're going to keep growing it. So it's going to keep on getting better and better as we develop it through time. On the system, I have a sample of what we've done out on the system itself. I was not able to load it on here for the purposes of this demonstration, but it can get too corporate, if you will. There's too many corporate issues in there that I just felt like, yeah, we can get through that. Yeah, we can get through that. But the beauty of it too is that one I didn't hit on, but I should have. The other issue you run into when an event like this occurs, I need to call my insurance agent. Well, where's that information? Well, it's in the office. I can't even get to it. Well, all the insurance information you load on this app as well. And again, if you don't want to load it on, you don't have to. We only ask you, give us what you want, and then we'll key in what we can. But if we can get you 95% of the way there, and then you want to enter the rest yourself later, feel free. You can put in what your claim number is, all the information, or just your policy number is really what you're going to need to know. What are the phone numbers? Who are the people I need to reach? And what's my policy number? So you have that. You're out of the building, and you need that information. It's right there on your protected, because it's protected by the security that you have within that parameter, by email address and password. It's password protected as well. So I always say to some people, or I say to everybody, I said, till you get used to this for the first number of months, please leave the password, the one I give you when you start. I said, when you want to start playing around with it more and you want to change that, feel free to go ahead and change. But give us a chance to get the thing. The University of Maryland, I think groups of houses are there. And there's 15 units in one set of properties. They have student housing, if you will. And I looked at it, I was like, okay, this is 15 different ERPs, because each building has its own water, fire, fire alarm, gas, electric shutoffs. Okay. The beauty of this is and there's a copy command, and now mind you, the pictures are different in every one. So I had to take pictures for each one differently, but I only had to build it once. And then I did a copy command, because the copy then takes that building and moves it over into another building. And then I just say, okay, this is building 2. You rename it. It brings all the vendors with it, so I don't have to rekey them. Okay. The key to this one, but I've done all the ones that 95% of them, we've gotten them all in there. It goes to copy 3. The client, then I show them how to put the pictures in, and they can go in and just walk in with their cell phone, take the picture and attach it. So the guy said after the second or third one, he goes, you know what, you're done here. I could do this myself. We're good. I understand how this works. This is great. Because back at the office, he's doing this, and the manager's calling him back on, hey, these properties are populating pictures here while I'm watching it. And he goes, yeah, I'm taking the pictures, and they're automatically being sent through the web back to the server there. So it's updating as you go. So the beauty is you can make the changes, you can add pictures, you can delete pictures, but it's a tool that's there for you to utilize whether or not you want to or not. It's really your call.
Could I ask you how
Sure.
does one access this, or do they have to be a client of yours first?
No, anybody can access it. You can do this at your own home. You can go to SERVPRO. Where is that thing? Now I won't even have it on my screen. It's called SERVPRO Ready. You can go into the
App Store.
The App Store and type in SERVPRO Industries, and the Ready app is there. You can download it. You can actually do this for your own home, and you can say where your gas is, where your electric is, and you utilize it at home if you want to. You don't need us to do it. Okay, you can do it on your own. But what we do for the buildings is, because it's more intense than your own home, we come out and do it for you. So you have that.
Like I say, safety never takes a holiday, and emergencies never come at a good time of day, right?
This is true. No, and I get in trouble for saying this all the time. I have 9 brothers and sisters. I have 7 sisters and 2 brothers.
Oh my.
And I remember years ago, 5-6 years ago, Thanksgiving, I said around the Thanksgiving, all right, who knows? We're all being real thankful here. All of you, who knows where the water shutoff is in your house? Well, most of my sisters knew where the water shutoff was. My knuckleheaded brothers didn't know. I was sitting there going, you should be ashamed of yourself. So you got to at least know where the shutoffs are in your home or in your business.
Right.
And so, it's critical, and meanwhile, while that water's flying out, as anybody knows in property management, you gotta get that water shut off as fast as possible, because the longer it goes, the higher the bill goes,
Mhm.
to get that taken care of. So the
Right.
more damage it occurs. So we're trying to mitigate that. So anything we can do to help mitigate, reduce the loss, that's what we do. So
Um, I don't see any questions in the chat. That is definitely a place where you can post your question. But if anybody wants to turn on their mic and ask a question of Frank, please feel free to do so now. We just have a couple minutes left. We'll run a few more minutes since we got a late start. I think this sounds invaluable. I'm going to download it tonight. Just to even have all those contacts in one place, I think is invaluable. As well as pictures and things like that. That's great. I'm happy to learn about this. Anybody have a question about the emergency plan app? You can always head to the SERVPRO booth in the exhibit hall this afternoon. And Frank, are you on staff this afternoon?
yeah, yeah, and we have our business cards are all listed out there under the documents. So,
Yeah.
and
So,
there is some information on the ready plan, what have you, out there as well.
great. Um, you guys are all quiet today. I hope you're not too tired from dance and yoga today to participate. I want to thank you again, Frank. This was really, really great information, and appreciate it. Everybody head to SERVPRO now to talk to Frank a little bit more about how you can implement this app for your own properties. All right.
Thank you very much. All right. Have a wonderful day. Take care now. Bye.